We're all looking at these questions. I'm about to start talking about question 3, but let's rewind. Let's back up a little bit because I think most people are sort of on the right page. -1. -1? Are we happy with -1?
Yeah.
Yeah? Is there anyone who'd like to add something to this? Because I'm happy with that too, but I think it could be a little better. Yeah, Isabel. Okay, so I asked you to solve, right? When you're asked to solve something, there's a... I'm not going to say the word yet. There's something that starts with P.
Pronumeral.
There's a pronumeral, right? Does anyone know what pronumeral means anyway? Pronumeral? Yeah. It's a letter in place of a number. In fact, it's anything in place of a number. You could say, you know, instead of 3x plus 4, you could have gone 3 Harry plus 4. That would have been fine. It's in place of a number. Okay, not that we would substitute Harry for a number. The reason why is because, well, do you guys know what these are? You learn what those are? All the way back when you started learning about language, adjectives, verbs, etc. Pronouns are words like me, I, him. They are words that you put in place of nouns, right? Something in place of a noun. So a pronumeral is something, anything, in place of a numeral, okay? So far so good. But of course this -1 is in place of something specific, namely the x, okay? So I'm happy with -1, but this is a tiny bit better. What about this one? I see 49 meters squared. Happy? Not happy? Thumbs up? Yeah? I'm okay with that. You can see, thankfully, we also have a little bit of working. Half, 3 plus 11, 3 plus 11, times 7. What is 3 plus 11? 14. Half of that is 7. 7 squared is 49. Okay, cool. Right, now we're just having a brief discussion about this shape. Now, one of the things I pointed out to a few of you is that I didn't say how you had to work out the area. I just said find it, okay? How would you go about calculating the size of the space inside here? Someone want to suggest? Yeah.
Try and find the perpendicular height.
Okay, so if you think about it in terms of this question over here, this is a trapezium. You can use what you know about trapeziums here as well, but you still need to back up a little bit because how did you know this was a trapezium? I didn't tell you it was a trapezium. So how do we know? Yeah, what do you reckon? Okay, so usually we indicate parallel lines with an arrow. And these two lines here are parallel. But I haven't put the arrows, so how did you know they were parallel? Agni. Okay, so I have right angles, but so what? Why would right angles mean anything about these lines being parallel? Does someone want to suggest? Parallel lines, right angles. You got a pair of right angles, right? What does that mean they add up to? What's the sum of a pair of right angles? 180. It's 180 degrees, right? Do you know anything about 180 degrees and parallel lines? Think there's a word or two words. Starts with a C. I think I heard it. Say it again. Co-interior. Thank you. Co-interior angles. Because again, co-interior, right? They're both on the inside. These are co-interior angles. They add up to 180 degrees. By the way, we have a fancy word for that. Starts with S. Supplementary. Okay. That means they're parallel. That means it's trapezium. Good. Now we're ready to use a reach and say, well, okay, if you want to find out the area of a trapezium, you can't really use this number, even though it has to do with the height. Why not? Yeah, it's not straight up, right? So in fact, what we want is this length over here. So, someone else hasn't said anything yet. So I want to suggest how I can go about finding that length over there. Jake, what do you reckon? Okay, Pythagoras is going to get involved. However, I'm at a bit of a problem with using Pythagoras here because I don't see any triangles. So what am I going to do? Sarah,
You can create one by drawing a line to make the triangle.
Fantastic. So I'm going to add a construction over here. And remember I said right as you walked in, you draw a diagram if you need a diagram. I would suggest all of us kind of need a diagram for this because otherwise how can you say what you're doing here? Okay? If you drop that line down, you get right angle there. Someone will tell me what to do next. Yeah, hurry.
Fire up the bases.
Okay, so this base over here, right? The whole thing is 16. I want to know what's happening in the triangle, so how do I get to there? What do you reckon? Yeah, right.
You take away the top line from the bottom line.
Okay, so I've got 8 over here. Do you agree with that? Because what shape is this on the left-hand side?
Square.
It happens to be a square, exactly right. Though, actually, sorry. I take that back. It's not quite a square, is it? I mean, it looks pretty square, doesn't it? But
Rectangle.
at the moment, I know it's a rectangle. It may well end up being a square. I don't think it is in this case, but let's continue. If at 8, what's this over here?
8.
Also 8. And now we're ready to use Pythagoras. Okay, so can someone tell me the height? This one here. That's the height, right?
6.
I think it's 6. I think it's 6 because 6, 8, 10, that's double of 3, 4, 5, which is the most common set of numbers you get in a right angle triangle. Okay? Now are you ready to tell me what the area is? What's the area? I think it's going to be a half A plus B, we'll get to the answer in a second, times
6.
Cool. Because that was the height we just worked out. A half of 6 is 3. 3 times, what is this? 24? So that gives us? Cool, good job.
Yeah.
Big tick, well done. Okay.